Okay, so first we are going to talk about religions in Thailand. In Thailand, there is no official state religions, while dynamically about 85 to 95% of Thai people are practitioners of Theravada Buddhism, the official religion of Thailand. Religious tolerance is both customary in Thailand and protected by the constitution. As you can see from the pie chart, about 95% of Thai people, or the majority of Thai people, respect or become Theravada Buddhism. The next largest religion is Muslim, is about 4%. Other is Christianity, and other, for example, Taoism. As you can see, there are many temples and saffron-robed monks everywhere in Thailand. Which Buddhism originates came from India, which founded by Prince Siddhartha, who eventually achieved the ultimate goals of enlightenment, which elevation of suffering. Thais are very respectful and believe in the religion, which there is no God. Majority of the next is the Muslim, which the majority of them live in the most southern part of Thailand, which near the Malaysian border. Other religions in Thailand include Christianity, Hinduism, Confucianism, and Taoism, which are generally practiced by those living in Bangkok, where a multicultural population includes citizens of Indian, Chinese, Japanese, and European descent. Okay, and this is an example of the famous places that links to the Theravada Buddhism. Wat Po or Wat Prachetupon. Wat Po or Temple of the Reclining Buddha is the oldest, largest temple complex in Bangkok, which built in the reign of King Rama I. Which reclining Buddha that measures 46 meters long and is covered in gold leaf. This place is very famous, and it's like the representative of the Theravada Buddhism. Okay, so next we are going to talk about languages in Thailand. As you see from the pie chart, the majority of Thai people speak Thai languages, and after that they speak Austroasiatics, and then Austronesians and Tibeto-Burman. Which in Thailand, there are about 74 languages spoken in Thailand. Majority of Thai people, about 90%, speak Thai languages, with Thai being predominant and the national and official languages. Thai is a tonal language that has 5 tones that different level of the sound create different words meaning. Moreover, Thai language can also be separated in many various Thai dialects from different parts of Thailand. For example, in the northern, each hill tribe has its own language or dialect, which called Kham Mueang. Okay, so next we are going to talk about the population of Thailand. The current population of Thailand is 69,309,567, based on the latest United Nations estimates, which is equivalent to 0.9% of the total world population. Thailand covers 510,890 kilometers square, which the population density in Thailand is 136 per kilometer squares. And this is the graph of the Thailand population since 1950 to until now. As you can see that since the historical data, the population is increasing all the times. This is a table that shows the historical data since 2000 to until now. As you can see from the table, the population increased everywhere. However, the percentage change of population is decreasing. 53.6% of the population is living in urban, which is around the 37,172,987 people in 2019, which the median age in Thailand is about 38.3 years old. And now Thailand is in the 20 ranks of the Thailand Global.
Moving to natural resources, strength, and comparative advantages. Thailand is the 50th largest country in the world located in Southeast Asia with a land area of 513,000 square kilometers. The country is divided into 6 regions: North, Northeast, Central, South, East, and West, with each having a different terrains providing different benefits. For strength, Thailand is considered to be in a strategic location as the country is at the heart of ASEAN and connected to Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar, and Vietnam, or the CLMV countries, in which the economy is growing and becoming more attractive for investment. Moreover, Thailand is also rich in minerals like coal, gold, and precious stones, and the soil is good for agriculture, so we are one of the world's leading rice exporter. And with us having deep sea ports, it allows us to do business with economies like India and China easier. Export plays an important role in the economy as we are the 20th largest export economy in the world, and export accounted for 65% of the GDP. And we have comparative advantage in the automotive industry the most as we are the largest producer in Southeast Asia and the 12th in the world as of 2016. The automotive industry accounted for 12% of the GDP. And other products that we have comparative advantage in are machinery, rubber, and sugar. For potential export, goods that have high tariff from the US-China trade war such as air condition and household hardware can be our potential export.
The definition of foreign direct investment (FDI) is foreign companies buy businesses and build factories in another country. In the latest reports of Thailand's current account recorded a deficit of $376 million in May 2019. Thailand's direct investment abroad expanded by $5 billion in March 2019. Its foreign portfolio investment fell by $1.3 billion in March 2019. The country's nominal GDP was reported at $131.7 billion in March 2019. Human capital is a key factor for growth, development, and competitiveness. This link works through multiple pathways at the individual, firm, and national level. There are 4 key elements of human capital: capacity, development, deployment, and know-how. Capacity represents the level of formal education of younger and older generations as a result of past education investment. Development represents formal education of the next generation workforce and continued upskilling and reskilling of the current workforce. Deployment is the skills application and accumulation among the adult population. From the chart, we can see that average annual salary of 2016 is 92,522 baht, and for 2017 is 95,945 baht, and for 2018 is 98,344 baht, and for the latest report, 2019 is 99,622 baht. Human resource salaries in Thailand are rising in the year 2019 based on recent submitted salaries and reports. As displayed in the chart, salaries in 2019 are 1% higher than those of 2018. The trend suggests a slow yet continuous increase in pay in 2020 and future years. These numbers differ slightly from industry to another.
Now we are going to talk about economic needs and weakness. There are many weaknesses that obstruct the growth of Thailand's economy, including low birth rate, minimum wage to be more expensive, and lack of new industry. For low birth rate, the main problem of Thailand is that the birth rate of population is very low. And if we talk about the growth, we need to talk about GDP, which is a measure of national productivity. The population that has potential to produce product is between the age of 20 to 60. As a result, the proportion of the population is changing in each age range. Imagine that the age range of 20 to 60 is less, and the proportion of senior over 60 will increase. So, the population that can produce product will be less. And minimum wage to be expensive. With low wage, it often attracts foreigners to invest in Thailand. In the present, Thailand has frequent wage increase. The increase in wage will be beneficial to population directly, causing more spending, but the long term will have a huge negative effect on the country because it means that the cost of the company to invest will be higher, and the trend that companies will choose Thailand as a production base will be less. Then, lack of new industry. The industry of that country is an important economic driver. The main income of Thailand consists of many industries such as car manufacturing, tourism, and agriculture. But we don't have a new industry. The lack of a new industry in Thailand made the country's current growth seem to be more than 10 years ago. While wages are likely to be more expensive, but ability of Thailand is still unable to produce higher value products. Someday we'll reach the limit and be sure that the country like Vietnam can follow up. Therefore, the solution seems to be that Thailand must try to create a new industry based on change in global demand. At least, we must develop the country's standards to suit the changing world market. So, what we need to reduce the weaknesses are human resource and potential policy to solve the problems. In fact, if Thailand will be able to grow, it must come from the growth of everyone in the country, not one person's duty. We do our duty well, develop yourself all the time. These two things are very necessary for Thailand to grow.
Next, we will talk about economic freedom. Economic freedom is the freedom to prosper within a country without intervention from a government or economic authority. Individuals are free to secure and protect his or her human resource, labor, and private property. About current position of Thailand. Thailand economic freedom score is 68.3, making its economy the 43rd in the 2019 index. Its overall score has increased by 1.2, the result of improved score for property rights, business freedom, and government integrity. Thailand is ranked 10 among 43 countries in the Asia-Pacific region, and its overall score is above the regional and world average. Thailand continues to draw in private investment and foreign business. The kingdom is located geographically at the heart of mainland Southeast Asia. Its transportation and logistic infrastructure is good, and its key industries are well integrated into the global economy. To revive economic growth, the military control government has prioritized policy to boost consumption and investment, including increased public spending on infrastructure, and has gradually made the regulatory framework more efficient and transparent to attract investment and better integrate the economy into the global marketplace. Business formation procedures has been streamlined and the financial sector has been open to competition. The level of trade freedom is relatively high, but non-tariff barriers still undercut gain from trade. The judicial system remains vulnerable to political interference, and pervasive corruption undermine government integrity.
In this slide, I'll be talking about financial and performance overview of Thailand's economy. Thailand has the 8th largest economy in Asia. Thailand GDP had grown a lot over the past 32 years, which is around 5% per year. But since 2006, the growth rate has dropped to around only 3.25% per year. Now on to the GDP per capita. Even though Thailand is ranked 81st in the world for GDP per capita, but Thailand also ranked 3rd on the world's most unequal nation. This is all because 1% of the country's population owns approximately 58% of the whole nation's wealth, which is not so good. The country is in a transitional phase of moving from Thailand 3.0 to 4.0. With the new Thailand 4.0 trend, Thai economy are expected to grow around 3.5 to 4.5% per year, which should become better since 2006. In this part of the presentation, I will talk about historic background of Thai economy, how the economy have been through from early days to recent times. In early economic history, up until 19th century, Thailand was dominated by a feudal society. In simpler words, it was controlled by higher class of noble families in region to region. Their main economy was wetland agriculture such as rice and etc. This trend changed dramatically due to introduction of commercial markets in 19th century. Farmers has gained some of their individual power in the society, and noble families were no longer powerful. As a result, the king and the farmers now has more influence in the economy. Moving forward in time, since after World War II, Thailand functioned mostly by open market and capitalist orientation with the help of government. This led some state-owned enterprise to participate in the market. In the 60s and 70s, Thai economy grew rapidly. There was barely any obstacles that got in their way. However, in the 80s, the Thai economic growth slowed down because of the worldwide economic recession. This recession caused the imbalance of the distribution of income. Rich people got richer and poor people got poorer. So to respond, the government steps in. Their plan was to urbanize and industrialize the big cities, and also encourage more international trade of agricultural products. This led Thailand to overcome its economic recession. But in the process of reforming, the government faced some basic human needs problems such as water, electricity, transportation, sewage, and etc. In the late 80s and early 90s, Thailand was on the way to joining the economic tigers like Taiwan and South Korea. Thailand's average GDP growth rate was 8% and peaking at 13.6% in 1988. Thai economy was fueled by cheap labor and light industry such as computer manufacturing and assembly. There was no shortage of construction jobs. And finally, Thailand became a leading exporter of rice and the Southeast Asia's largest producer of Japanese cars. In 1997, the Thai stock market had declined by 41% and Thai baht depreciated by 56%. Thailand's 15 banks and 91 finance institutions were on the edge of solvency. There was a serious concern that the Thai government will default.
This crisis was worse in cities and big businesses. On the other hand, poor people were barely untouched in the rural area. They fed themselves their own rice and other crops to sustain their life. Prime Minister of Thailand Thaksin offered cheap credit to loan the money and heavy government spending in the economy. Because of his policies, the GDP growth rose from 2.2 in 2001 to 7% in 2003. The Thai stock market rose by 87%. The overseas investment nearly doubled in between 2002 and 2005. However, the average household debt increased by 53% because of his policies. To conclude, Thai economy have been through some ups and downs to reach where we are right now.
Next, economic policy. The 12th plan emphasizes using fiscal infrastructure linkages as a basis of the development of areas, economies, and communities along transborder economic corridors, upgrading their competitiveness and distributing wealth to the communities, provinces, and cities along these economic corridors as well as other domestic linkage areas. Additionally, Thailand must execute a protective strategy for creating an entrepreneurial society and intensively supporting Thai entrepreneurs to invest abroad in order to gain capital revenues and potential business opportunities. The aim is also to promote value chain linkage within the region, especially with Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar, Vietnam, and ASEAN. The 12th plan focuses on incorporating creativity and innovation to generate a new value-added economy, including manufacturing processes and forms, new products and services, technology change, and business pattern. Likewise, creativity and innovation will either radically change people's ways of life or further their development, as well as develop both local and high-tech goods and services that affect the quality of life and well-being of the public. At last but not least, AEC. The reduction of import tax to zero, along with the elimination of tariff barriers along ASEAN country members, which increases the value of trade between Thailand and other ASEAN countries. The ASEAN community will cause effects on change in both quantity and quality of economic structure, in which could be both advantageous for some economic activities and some group of people and disadvantageous for other economic activities and other group of people too.